Hello, everybody. We're back with another Fun Things to Do audio video, and this one is going to be for the great town of Sacramento. These are 5 things you can only do in Sacramento, California. Number 1, the California State Railroad Museum. Now, guys, that's interesting about the California State Railroad Museum is they have an actual working train that runs up and down the state of California. And as it comes into the station there at the museum, they let people get up close and see the workings of an actual train. Even better, they allow you to run the train. All you have to do is show your driver's license, and now not everybody will be able to do it because everybody wants to do it. So they're just going to select a few people. But if you're chosen, you can be the head engineer in the locomotive driving this train all the way down the middle of California, through Stockton, through Fresno, all the way down to San Diego. So you're not going to get paid, but it's the experience of a lifetime running an actual train through California at the California State Railroad Museum, guys. And it's number 1 on our list of things you can only do in Sacramento. Now, the next number 2, well, the first and only number 2 is the Handle District. Now, what's interesting about the Handle District is they make the handles that go on suitcases that probably you have in your closet, perhaps in your attic. All of those handles are made in the Handle District. And when you go down there, guys, you can bring some luggage and they'll give you free handles to replace those broken handles that you have never replaced. And you've talked about it with your spouse for weeks and months and years. But go down to the Handle District, get some free new handles. Now, number 3 on our list is the Crocker Art Museum. It's a wonderful day because all you get to do is work on making your own crock pot. So Crocker Art Museum is crock pot art. And what's great about crock pot art, and they teach you how to make a crock pot, is that you can take it home and plug it in and make soups and stews to your heart's content. So it's a very useful museum because not only do they teach you the aesthetics, how to think about art, how to communicate your own feelings through your art, but then they'll teach you how to put a heating element in there and create it into a crock pot. And guys, I'm more interested in the food, I think, in the crock pot than the art, but whatever rings your chimes. Now, the next one on our list in the things you can only do in Sacramento is the zoo. Now, the zoo is been there a long time and has a reputation of being so much fun for friends and family that they limit the number of people that can get in there, guys, because what happens is the kids have so much fun, they start running around and laughing their heads off, and we can't have that. But what they will do is for certain hours from, say, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., just so that you can pet the animals, they're going to let out some of the more docile animals like the giraffes and the hippopotami, and they walk through the walkways, the sidewalks of the zoo. They walk around, and it's a really interesting and fun for the kids, and especially because they start laughing so hard that they've used some of these laughing kids in the commercials for the zoo, guys. It's a kind of a thing where you think, my kid is having so much fun, his head's going to burst right off his body. But, you can't ride the giraffes. You can't get on the top of a hippopotamus, but you can watch them walk by. You can get out your iPhone and get some video and put it up on the IG there, and you're going to be a star amongst your family circle, your friend circle. So, guys, the next thing on our list of the things you can only do in Sacramento is the California State Capitol Museum. Now, the State Capitol Museum has, it's kind of like, if you've ever heard of the Wax Museum in Hollywood, that's what it is. They've got wax museum statues or wax statues of current legislators. Because here's what's happening, guys. People are so mad at politicians. They go down there to the Capitol and they start yelling at the real life politicians. And the Capitol said, we just can't have that. It's interrupting our flow. We can't get anything done. So what they did was they created a wax museum. And what they allow you to do is go and yell at a wax statue of the politician that you're not happy with. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it gets pretty loud because you have so many people in there yelling at different politicians. And it's funny to see which politician gets the most abuse, because they'll have 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, sometimes up to 250, 300 people yelling at them at one time. And in fact, they've had to reposition them so there's room for the different politicians. And I won't single out anybody. I don't want to make them feel bad. Oh, my God. Let's do one more, guys. And it's Sutter's Fort State Historic Park. Wow. You barely got that one out. Now, Sutter's Fort is made of Sutter's butter. Now, Sutter's butter is one of the oldest butter brands in California. Now, a lot of people don't know that California is a very big agricultural state. In fact, 35% of the produce that is consumed in the United States is grown right in California. So it's a farm state, an agricultural state, and you have a lot of cows, you get a lot of butter. Now, Sutter's Butter decided to create their own fort because at one time, butter, remember, Sutter's Butter is very old. It goes way, way back in California. They were founded in Sacramento at the turn of the pioneer days. And in those days, butter was one of the prized foodstuffs on the prairie. And along with salt, pepper, and sugar, butter was people would basically, if you had it in your house, you could count on some renegades coming over your fence trying to get at it. So they built a fort just to protect their butter. And so the Sutter's Butter Fort State Historic Park, you can go in there and see how they built the walls of the fort out of blocks of butter that have been changed or modified. I'm not sure how construction techniques work, but to create the walls of the fort. And what the reason they use butter is that if an enemy outside the fort launched a cannonball at the fort, that the walls of butter would absorb the cannonballs, and therefore everybody inside would be safe having butter on their toast or butter on their corn on the cob and just kind of laughing at the people outside the fort. So, guys, those are some great things that you can do. Those are at least 5 things you can only do in Sacramento, California. Guys, coming back, we have so many more of these types of videos, and I'll see you then.